We all know the feeling of being physically tired, that heavy, achy feeling that makes you just want to crash. But what about mental exhaustion? It's kind of like physical tiredness, except it's your mind instead of your muscles. And just like physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion can have a serious impact on your health and well-being. In this video, we're going to unpack the signs and symptoms of mental exhaustion, explore what might be draining your brain, and provide practical tips to help you regain your mental energy. Imagine coming home after a long day of intense physical labor. Your muscles ache, you're completely drained of energy, and all you can think about is collapsing on the couch. That's physical fatigue. Now, imagine that same feeling, but instead of your muscles aching, it's your brain. You're mentally spent, your thoughts feel sluggish, and focusing on even simple tasks feels like an uphill battle. That's mental exhaustion. It's like your brain has hit its limit and it's screaming for a break. Just like pushing your body too hard can lead to physical injury, pushing your mind too hard can lead to mental burnout and a whole host of other problems. Have you ever noticed that when you're mentally exhausted, you're more likely to snap at someone or lose your temper over minor inconveniences? That's because mental exhaustion depletes our emotional reserves, making it harder to regulate our emotions. Think of it like a muscle that's been overworked. It's more prone to cramping and giving out. When your brain is exhausted, it's like your emotional muscle is fatigued, leaving you more vulnerable to irritability, frustration, and even anger. This can put a strain on your relationships, both personal and professional. Mental exhaustion can be a major productivity killer. When your brain is fried, it's incredibly difficult to focus, concentrate, and get things done. You might find yourself staring blankly at your computer screen, rereading the same paragraph over and over again, or struggling to come up with even the simplest of solutions. This lack of productivity can lead to feelings of frustration, inadequacy, and even anxiety, creating a vicious cycle that further exacerbates your mental exhaustion. Do you ever find yourself daydreaming during important meetings or spacing out while driving? When you're mentally drained, your mind may wander more frequently, making it difficult to stay present and engaged in the task at hand. This can be dangerous, especially if you're driving or operating machinery. In these situations, it's crucial to recognize the signs of mental exhaustion and take steps to address it, such as pulling over for a break or postponing important tasks until you're more alert. You'd think that being mentally exhausted would make it easier to fall asleep, but it often has the opposite effect. When your mind is racing with thoughts, worries, and to-do lists, it can be difficult to quiet down and get the restful sleep you need. This can lead to a vicious cycle of mental exhaustion and insomnia, where lack of sleep exacerbates mental fatigue, and mental fatigue makes it harder to sleep. If you're struggling with sleep, it's important to talk to your doctor to rule out any underlying medical conditions and discuss potential solutions. When we're mentally exhausted, we often reach for unhealthy coping mechanisms to numb the discomfort and provide temporary relief. This might include overeating, indulging in sugary treats, drinking excessive amounts of caffeine or alcohol, or even turning to drugs. While these substances may provide temporary relief, they ultimately contribute to the cycle of mental exhaustion and can have serious negative consequences for our physical and mental health. Mental exhaustion and depression often go hand in hand. Depression is a serious mood disorder that can manifest as a deep, pervasive fatigue, a loss of interest in activities you once enjoyed, feelings of hopelessness and worthlessness, and even thoughts of suicide. If you're experiencing these symptoms, it's crucial to seek professional help immediately. Depression is treatable, and with the right support, you can regain your mental and emotional well-being. Mental exhaustion can also manifest as excessive worry and anxiety. When your brain is constantly in overdrive, it can be difficult to shut off those anxious thoughts and relax. This can lead to a state of chronic stress, which can have serious consequences for both your mental and physical health. It's important to develop healthy coping mechanisms for stress and anxiety, such as mindfulness meditation, deep breathing exercises, or spending time in nature. We all know that exercise is good for both our physical and mental health, but when you're mentally exhausted, even the thought of working out can feel overwhelming. This is because mental fatigue can make physical tasks feel much harder than they actually are. Your muscles may feel heavy and sluggish, and you may find yourself quickly becoming short of breath. If you're struggling to find the motivation to exercise, start with small, achievable goals, such as taking a short walk or doing some light stretching. Stress and mental exhaustion can wreak havoc on our eating habits. Some people respond to stress by overeating or craving comfort foods, while others lose their appetite altogether. These changes in eating habits can further deplete our energy levels and contribute to feelings of fatigue and sluggishness. It's important to nourish your body with healthy, nutrient-rich foods that provide sustained energy throughout the day. When we're mentally fatigued, our cognitive function takes a hit. This means we're more likely to make careless mistakes, have trouble concentrating, and struggle to process information effectively. In some professions, even minor errors can have serious consequences. If you're in a job that requires a high level of precision and attention to detail, it's crucial to recognize the signs of mental exhaustion and take steps to prevent it. Mental exhaustion doesn't just affect our minds. It can also manifest in physical symptoms. When we're chronically stressed and fatigued, our bodies release hormones like cortisol, which can trigger inflammation and increase our sensitivity to pain. This can lead to headaches, muscle aches, back pain, and other physical discomforts. One of the most effective ways to combat mental exhaustion is to build regular breaks into your day. This could involve stepping away from your desk for a few minutes to stretch, going for a walk outside, or simply closing your eyes and taking some deep breaths. The Pomodoro technique, which involves working in focused 25-minute intervals followed by 5-minute breaks, can be an effective way to manage your energy levels and prevent burnout. While it may seem counterintuitive, engaging in physical activity can actually help to boost your energy levels and combat mental fatigue. Exercise releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects, and helps to reduce stress hormones like cortisol. Even a short walk or some light stretching can make a big difference. It's essential to carve out time for relaxation and self-care, especially if you're prone to mental exhaustion. This might involve activities like meditation, yoga, spending time in nature, listening to music, or reading a book. Find what helps you unwind and make it a regular part of your routine. And don't hesitate to reach out for support if you're struggling. Talking to a therapist or counselor can provide you with valuable coping mechanisms and help you develop strategies for managing stress and preventing burnout. Mental exhaustion is a common experience in today's fast-paced world, but it's not something you have to simply accept. By recognizing the signs, understanding the causes, and implementing strategies to manage your energy levels, you can regain control of your mental well-being and prevent burnout. Remember, prioritizing your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. So, tune into your mind, listen to its signals, and take steps to recharge and rejuvenate. Your brain will thank you for it.